But talk about shitty places. Excuse me. I just got back from my first week of underway. First time.
He's a chief, by the way. His first week underway.
Well, I mean,
and he's a chief.
I hadn't been underway since 2017.
Yeah, I know.
Right. So that's fucking 5 years.
Yeah.
Just short of whatever. We'll round up. 5 years. The only other time I went underway was a month ago, February. I went underway for overnight, not even 24 hour. Like literally, we got there at like noon and got off. Well, I guess 24, like 1600 the next day, right? and that day it wasn't too bad, right? We're out there doing like helo ops and shit, and I was getting some PQS signatures for HCO and this and that, and it was cool, whatever. At that time, the other crew had it, right? So everyone knows the kind of ship I'm on. We do blue and gold, and
Yeah, but so you did a turnover, so you guys could go underway for a day and then came back.
No, that wasn't a turnover. That was just me
going out with you.
for training, for like personal, like needing my PQS signed and shit.
Understand.
That was mid-February. A week later, our like 1 week turnover started, right? And I'm not gonna get into too many details, because I don't want to offend people too much.
I doubt it.
But you might get offended, and as my boy Gary says in the chat, if it touches your heart, then please don't forget to subscribe and share with someone else so it can touch their heart too. Okay, and so we do the turnover. Supply department straight, right? I mean, we had a good turnover, me and my counterpart, right? There wasn't too many things jumping off in the 2-3 weeks now that I've been there. They're like, oh my God, he didn't tell me shit about, right? Which sometimes things are just going to fall through the cracks.
Absolutely.
It happens, right? So, asking you, because you being a submariner, right?
Yeah, I like that. Thank you.
Yeah, you did blue and gold.
I did my whole career at sea.
My first time doing blue and gold, holy fuck. There are some skeletons in the closet.
Yeah.
And I won't get into it. I just want to hear your skeletons, like what you went through, like what your turnover process was like, and then I'm going to share mine, because I just want to hear, like, from you who did it your whole career, where me, I'm just this fucking, noob to it. Is this just, like, regular standard shit?
So, yes, it's regular standard shit, right? That's always going to happen. I think the relationship that you have with the individual that you're turning over with plays the biggest role in that process more than anything else. Because if they have a respect for you, if they have a care for you, if they have befriended you in any way, they're going to be looking out a little bit more for that turnover process when it starts, making sure that they got everything in order and they're ready to go and ready to receive, ready to turn something over that they would be willing to receive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
And so, like you said, there's skeletons in the closet. There's things that are going to fall through the cracks, and that's going to happen regardless, because there's so much that you're responsible for, right? So it's almost impossible to keep track of everything, right?
Sure.
The biggest goal in that turnover process is not to screw that person over that you're turning over to, right? Unless you dislike that person, then, I mean, we go from there, right? You can imagine the pettiness. I assume you can imagine the pettiness that can get involved there, right? And how you could.
So let me interrupt.
Please.
No, I cannot fucking imagine the pettiness. Right? I cannot imagine where because, and maybe this, like, although I can be very fucking petty, okay?
You're one of the most petty people I know.
Yes.
So I'm imagining turning over with you, and I pissed you off last time. What am I going to get this time?
You're going to get the best product and all the information that I could possibly give you, because I am not a bitch.
Okay. That's
right.
Fair.
Because I am not going to give you any room to talk any shit about the operation I run.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's good.
You know what I mean? And again, I want to say, like, me and my counterpart, we're good.
Yeah.
Right? There's some things I didn't know about. It's nothing that's fucking,
end of the world.
End of the world, sending out Cat 4s or anything, right? If you know what Cat 4 is, you know what it is, right? But, like, there's nothing like that. Now, But I'm a small department. It's just supply, just fucking little booger eaters. That's us, right? Like, who cares about them? We don't even have a real department head. It's just the chief, fucking faking it up there with the three swos and the captain. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, so what is supply, right? Although everyone knows we are the most fucking important out there. What?
You're pretty damn important. Yeah. So
the most, I said.
I was actually gonna say, for a submarine, right? Supply and radio would be two of the key turnovers that the captain has to pay attention to. Radio for the fact that the crypto stuff.
Right. Yep.
So that has to be in line, right? That everything right there has to be good to go. I would imagine supply would be the same thing, right? Like, you have to know that the department that you're taking over from didn't set you up for failure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, so here's the difference with that, right? Is where you're at on a sub, you guys have a chop. Mm-hmm. You have a chief. You have maybe 2 junior LSs,
possibly 2. Yeah, most of the time it's 1, but sometimes you get 2.
But you do have a chop.
Yes, we have a supply officer,
right?
A chief.
Yeah, I don't.
Right.
It's just me. Which isn't a big deal, right? I'm good with it. But also, you guys do all of your supply work on board, right? And what I mean by like our supply, right? The flow of ordering the parts, and then your LS is breaking the part out and doing everything internal.
If we have it on board, yeah.
Well, you have if you have the part on board, but you have the system to do it on board.
Correct.
I don't have that system on board. I have a whole team of like civilians and a first class chief and our readiness officer, lieutenant suppo side, that does all of that for me over in the building, in the FLC building, right? So
basically you do nothing.
I do nothing. I'm a glorified.
I meant that as an insult, and then you just grabbed onto it.
I'm a glorified RPPO, repair parts petty officer, chief, department head, more.
Okay.
I don't do shit. And what little bit I do, it's easy. I'm laughing at it. But what I'm saying is, so my turnover was very simple. It was very organized. Again, my counterpart had things set up. I had things set up. We did it. We executed. Boom, we're done. I would say supply department is one of the less important ones. Some of the more important ones, let's think about it. Engineering.
Okay. Status of equipment.
I don't know. Status of equipment, making sure that shit's working with inspect, like things like that. Right?
Yeah.
And if they're not, you got to do the proper procedures. And so when things are going through and happening, and it's like, I just think when there's skeletons in the propulsion system that aren't out there, that's a problem. And I just want to know, like, did you, not personally, because you're in radio, but like, was that a major issue in your career that you saw from the engineering side?
So from the engineering side, no, I didn't see it because I didn't live it. You know what I mean? So I don't want to speak to anything ignorantly on that front. But from a radio perspective, absolutely. There was a radio that didn't work, and you didn't know it didn't work. And so you spend 12 hours troubleshooting, but they've already done 24 hours of troubleshooting. Why did I just waste my guy's time?
Right,
Why did I waste my time?
Yeah.
This shit should have been on order a long time ago, which is where supply comes in, right?
Right.
So that's why I say when it comes to engineering, I would imagine, and again, this is just speculation because I don't know. I'm not an engineer, and I'm not trying to speak for any of them, but they got logs for everything, right?
Yeah, you have an engineering log.
And there's a trend analysis that happens through those logs, right? So if a piece of equipment or a piece of machinery is degrading, that should not be a secret to anybody, right? Because as that equipment degrades, that gets reported to the engineer reports it to the captain is going to turn that over to the incoming captain. Should, right? Turn that over to the incoming captain. Right. This shit happens all the time. There's people trying to save face. There's people trying to not get in trouble or not get blasted for not doing something they should have done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you saw that regularly.
Absolutely.
So this is how it goes.
Yeah, it's blue crew gold. So they always say there's 3 crews to a 2-crew ship.
Oh,
for us, it was submarine, right?
Yeah.
To a 2-crew submarine, there's 3 crews. There's a blue crew, there's the gold crew, and then there's the other crew. Who's the other crew? The other crew is the crew that doesn't own the shit right now, right? So if Blue Crew has the boat and they just took it from the Gold Crew,
Mm-hmm.
Blue Crew's going to say, well, these Gold Crew guys fucked us, right?
Yeah.
And then Gold Crew's going to say, nah, it wasn't us. It was the other crew, right? And that just gets volleyed back and forth. Figure it out.
How's this fucking maintainable or operational or anything? Like, how did you put up with that for as long as you did? How is it acceptable? I'm bro. Look again, first time blue gold. I don't fucking get it. I think the Navy should do away with it completely right the fuck now for submarines and everyone else, and put one fucking crew on every ship, on every boat, on everything, and ride out.
Yeah.
Tell me why I'm stupid.
I don't think you're stupid. I think that more accountability, right, would solve the problem. Right? So when there is an issue like that, don't just let it disappear when the problem is solved. Right? Let's isolate the problem and get rid of the problem. Right? So submarines, we say integrity is everything, right? And not that everybody on a submarine is the most integrity having individuals, right, in the Navy, because we're all human, right? So if we are able to identify the problem, who caused the problem or didn't turn over the problem, so you had to discover it a month later when you're getting ready to get underway, and now all of a sudden, like, oh shit, this was powered down this whole time that we've been in turnover. They told me it was good. It's not. And then you find out for 3 months it hasn't been working. Why did you get this? You know what I mean?